What has happened here? That's what happens when you let women live in the apartment. Alright y'all, welcome back to another video. Taking a little walk today in the complex. You guys saw the thumbnail. We have a new fish tank. We'll get into what happened to my last fish and all that, but everything we have right now is brand new, kind of restarting. I remember having 2 bass, a catfish, and 2 gar. It was just so hard to keep these fish fed. Every day I had to walk down to the pond and grab little guppies, but I moved from my mom's house, so I'm in a new apartment now, and having these new fish tanks, want a bigger tank and getting new fish, I gotta find out what they're gonna eat again. So that's why I said we're taking a walk today. I wanna show you guys something. So in our complex, we have 2 of these. I guess it's just like a little runoff, a little sewage, whatever you want to call it. Actually, not so much this one. I'm gonna go show you guys the second one. This is the biggest one out of the 2. Oh, we see tons of frogs. Come down here at night, they're jumping all over the place. You can see them. It's made me think of a lot of ideas, and one being the tank. So I'm explaining to you how this is gonna work for my case and the resources I'm gonna have to have. Should have drove. This is a long walk. Just want to say the first thing too, if you're gonna have a fish tank, they're hard. It's a lot of maintenance to keep up with these fish, especially if it's a tank over 25, 30 gallons. And if your fish actually have to eat fish, not just a little flake and like goldfish and stuff. It's a lot of work. That's why I put a lot of time into thinking of how I'm gonna make this work for myself and to keep my fish healthy. When I had my fish, I used to sit there and look at them all day. I mean, I would spend so much time. I actually studied these fish to learn more about them. So I want to get them back. Sadly, a person watched my fish and while I was on a trip and they wanted to actually killing them. That's why you don't let nobody mess with your fish, and that situation's over and we have to restart. All right, so Peter, why are you taking us down to a little mud puddle? Well, I'm explaining to y'all how I'm gonna make these fish survive and constantly keep them to have food is in these little holding ponds. Looking at all of them right now. In these little holding ponds, there's tons and tons of tadpoles, all different sizes too. As y'all can see on the wall right there, that's a big frog. In these holding ponds, there's, like I said, tons of tadpoles, and I came in here a couple days ago and I just saw all of them come up to the top. I don't know if you guys can see them, but they're just everywhere. Technically, I mean, if there's a fish in the wild, it's gonna eat anything that swims, any of its natural food sources, and frogs are one of them, tadpoles too. Yeah, they're not legit fish, but they will hold protein. It is meat, and my fish really won't complain about it. And they're free, and they're about 2 minutes down from my apartment. This wall separates the 2, and then it goes to another whole side. Yeah, you can see all of them. I'm gonna try to walk out without falling in. Yeah, there's just thousands of them. Plenty of food here. So before showing y'all the tank, that's where I'm gonna get all my food. So you will be seeing these places in the videos coming up. I think it's a great thing. You can come down here. I can actually drive to my mom's house too and grab some guppies where I was feeding them before. And I think I'm just gonna try to catch, depends on what kind of fish I get in there, we'll talk about it. But if I can come in here and grab 20 little tadpoles, and then every once in a while I'll grab some fish too, throw them in the tank, it should last them about a week, so we can make this work. So I showed you how I'm gonna get my food, how I'm gonna make this work. Now let's go see the tank. All right, y'all, so right here is the new tank. This is a 55-gallon tank. Put a lot of time into what I wanted to do with this. Right off the bat, I really didn't film setting any of this up because it's just, I don't know, that was just the way I was in my last tanks too. I enjoy it so much. I just like to just take my time and just do things, and I'll use up all my SIM card doing that if I filmed it. But I'm gonna do this one a little bit better, show you guys the steps of how I'm doing it. Right off the bat, you can see right here, the tank is much clearer and clean than my last one. I don't know, the last things I couldn't, the water was always murky. No matter what I did with the live plant, I couldn't do it right. A big step for this tank, what I did was, I actually don't have the package with me, but mixed in with these rocks right here, there was this little, it was around $40, but it was a bag of like compound soil and like rock, and inside was water that already had a bunch of good bacteria and all the stuff you need to put into the water. It helps with the plants a lot too. I'll explain this one. I forgot what the name of this one was. That's little short hair dwarf grass, more dwarf grass, don't know the name of that one. And looks like a big old onion. I don't know the name of that either. My filter, this is the Aqua Clear 70 gallon. It's a really good one. When it's quiet and it's clear, you can kind of see how all of it works. And like I said, this is a 55 gallon tank, and that's a 70 gallon pump. So it helps filter it a lot faster, helps keep the tank a lot clearer. Behind the tank, I have a pump that's running through this hose, and it's one of those long little aerators, and I actually kind of buried it into the rock. So it looks a lot clearer and actually helps get some stuff off the bottom for the rocks to go to the filter to clean it. My last 2 tanks, they were a 25 and a 35. So I had the 2 heaters for those. So these are actually regulated for 25 gallons. This is a 55-gallon tank, so it worked out pretty good. I have 2 of them. Now inside the tank right here, you can see I have some little guppies. I actually caught those yesterday, and I just threw them in the tank just to see, one, if they can survive, like I said, with the whole tadpole and the whole guppy thing. Fluke and Lip, they were eating twice a day, and I always had to go. Like when I had these tanks, it's literally all I did. It was every single day, just go get everything they needed just to keep them healthy. And because this is a bigger tank, possibly I could put a bigger bass in here or some bigger fish. So I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to do this, and just going every single day. I mean, I can do it, I did it. But going every single day to go get these fish food is just, it's going to be a lot. So I want to see if I actually threw some fish in here, how long they would survive, even if I went and caught some tadpoles and some minnows. If I threw 30 of them in here, say I'm gone for a week, they have enough food to survive, and just if the minnows themselves would survive, because that was another thing too. Some of the bait fish I would have in here, they would die off, and then the fish die, you can't keep up with them, and they're not that big, so you kind of lose them, and that puts a lot of ammonia in the tank, and that's what can not let you have a healthy tank, and that can affect your fish. So I threw some little gups in there. They've been in here for about 2 days now. This tank's freshly done, and when I first installed it, the water was not clear, but it's clearing up a lot. Some new mods I have to get for the tank. This right here is not the right light you're supposed to have. Y'all can see it's just dim. It's not really bright, and it's not healthy for the plants. This isn't the natural sun they need to get to survive, and y'all can see they kind of get a little bit of brown, and I literally just threw them in here 2 days ago. So I ordered me a brand new light. This tank is 48 inches long, and the light itself is 36, plus the clips that hang off the side. So it was a very expensive light. It's really gonna pop with this tank and make the plants get all the sun and all the healthiness they need, and the health they need. So now the game plan of what I wanna put in here. Something's telling me to get my bass back. I really miss Lip and Fluke. Lip was a male, she was a female. Fluke, and they actually went together really well. Fluke, she probably would have been about 1.5 pounds right now, and I raised both these fish from the little spawns. Spawns already happened, so if I'm to catch a bass, it's gonna have to just be out of luck, and it's probably gonna, I guess 3 to 5 inches. The smallest we can get would be the best. I like to watch these fish grow. Something's telling me to get a baby flathead too, but you gotta make sure with all these fish that they're not territorial, and you gotta get them in different sizes to where they won't eat each other. You can't do that, because you'll be missing some fish the next day. And I missed my gar. I had a long-nosed gar. His name was Hook. He was about, raised him, he was a little the size of, skinny as a pencil. He was like 4 inches. If y'all want to see these videos, go back on my channel, you can actually find him. He was about 1 foot long before he died, and I had a little channel catfish and another alligator gar, and these were in 2 different tanks. I had to manage them pretty well, but yeah, I want to get all my fish back. I'm excited to do this. You guys can actually see in my intros in every video, I'll probably start off with showing you guys the fish. I don't know, there's just something about me. You guys learn this about me from my channel. Fishing, I have a passion for, but just fish in general, I have a passion for too. There's just something about them. I love them so much. And to have them in my living room to study and just to watch and feed them and gain a relationship, it's really fun. So yeah, I'm sucked into the tank now. It's in my living room. We're gonna make this work. Guys, comment below if there's any ideas of fish you want to see in these tanks. Any plants, anything you guys have in mind. We can work on names too. In the next video you guys will see will probably be some fish getting caught and put into these tanks. So I'm so serious. Go in the comments right now. Comment something you guys want me to try to catch and put into these tanks. We'll grow them and we'll watch them survive, and how we'll make this work, guys. So leave it in the comments below. I really appreciate it. Witten Bass TV.